from the NewsChannel 5 network, this is SportsLine.
Hey there, and welcome into SportsLine. I am Steve Lehman. Glad to be here with you. Glad to have you here with us tonight on NewsChannel 5+. And I think this is a special show tonight because we get to pay tribute a little bit and also talk about the Vanderbilt athletic program with a man who has been instrumental in the growth of Vanderbilt athletics over the last several years. Vice Chancellor, Athletic Director David Williams in studio tonight. David, thanks so much for coming in and joining us.
Thanks for having me, Steve. Appreciate it.
Well, I know it's been busy for you, and we're going to talk a lot about what's been going on, but since the announcement last week that you will eventually step down at some point over the next year and move into retirement, what's sort of been the reaction that you get from people either around campus or around the athletic community?
It's been sort of overwhelming. It really shocked me. I've had calls from people I haven't seen in years, people that I've worked with, and they've just been very, very, very nice, very positive. So I've been sort of humbled by it and shocked by it that people took the time and have taken the time to reach out and tell me job well done and things like that. They'll miss me. So it's been sort of teary-eyed, I guess, pleasant, sort of a bittersweet sort of thing. Yeah.
I thought Derek Mason and the football team were going to get you a nice win to hang your hat on, I guess, so to speak, on Saturday up in South Bend. It was an incredible atmosphere. Vanderbilt had an incredible fan turnout, and then the team really showed out as well. What did you make of the performance against the Fighting Irish?
Well, you know, first off, our fans did follow us well. We sold out our 5,000 ticket allotment. The crowd was great. We had a great tailgate event there. The kids played their heart out. You know, it's funny because I think when we scheduled the game, people were like, well, have you lost your mind? The fact of the matter is, I thought that by that time, and Derek and I had talked about it, he'd have these kids ready. They were ready. You don't go into South Bend and not play a perfect game and win. I mean, and so we could have played better. We played very, very good, I thought, in the second half. But at the end of the day, Notre Dame won the game. But I'm very, very proud of the way our kids played. I'd say the big thing, you know, we don't talk about moral victories anymore, and so they won the game. But we were there up until the last second.
That was one of the striking things to me about the post game is you could tell this was a team that was very, very disappointed about the outcome, and it wasn't just, hey, we went toe-to-toe with the number 8 team in the country on their field. It was, we need to start winning these ball games, and that, I think, is a testament to where the program has risen in the last few years.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the kids, the coaching staff, all of us thought this was our game. And there was no moral victory. There was no, yeah, we played them tough. We should have beat them, and we should have beat them at their place. But you know what? That was the plan. I mean, we went up there to beat them at their place, and we just didn't quite do it. But like I said, I thought the kids are remarkable kids. Coaching staff is remarkable. And as Derek told them, this is just a moment. This is not the defining moment.
Well, now the team gets set for SEC play. South Carolina coming into town on Saturday. We'll talk much more about the state of the football program, getting ready for SEC play, and other sports as well throughout the course of the hour. We also will welcome in your phone calls. 737-7767, the number, if you'd like to talk with David Williams. Any question about the Vanderbilt athletic program, the school, his role there over the last few decades, and his decision now to move into retirement at some point over the next year. And I guess that's where I want to start is take me back a little ways here, because this has been a labor of love for you for a while, but you have a legal background, you've been involved in higher education for quite some time, but how did you get involved in the athletic side of things at Vanderbilt?
You know, it's very interesting. Someone was asking me today, and I've had a number of administrative positions in higher ed over 27 years, and I've never been involved in a search. I mean, there were always situations where a president or a chancellor needed something done, and they asked me would I take it over. So I ended up, you know, many people know I came here as the university's general counsel.
Right.
And at some point in time, the then Chancellor Gee said, hey, I need you to do this. And then Chancellor Zeppels wanted me to continue in it. And so, you know, I've kind of always had my hands in some aspects, even in my days at Ohio State. When I was the vice president of student affairs, the athletic department actually reported to me. Prior to even that job, I was on the athletic committee. So I've always been around it, but never really thought that I would one day be the athletic director until I think it was a Tuesday, actually, I remember, as we sat in the chancellor's office. And he said, I need you to basically go over there. And you know, I never knew how long this was for. Am I going to be over there for a week, a month, a day, 15 years? Okay. So
that's what I was going to ask, is when you did take it over and it was officially your job, did you ever imagine that would be the job you would retire in?
Well, you know, retirement is a strange sort of thing. I'm going to retire from that, but I'm not retiring. I'm going back to teaching. Okay. And so, yeah, I kind of always knew my plan was to go back to teaching. I would like to do the last number of years, how many that is, back as a full-time faculty member. So I always knew that that day would come as long as my health held up. So, yeah, I just didn't know when. And I kind of went along with, at one point in time, I think it was in '08, when they asked me to sign a contract, and it was 10 years, that 2018 would be the proper time when that contract ended. Our Chancellor Zeppels, asked me would I stay on a little longer, and I mean I couldn't say no to that. That was a request. I thought that it made sense to try to just get some things you know, on the right footing. And so, yeah, it's been in the back of my mind.
He twisted your arm a little bit to hang around, but you did tell him that 2019 is the year. June 30th, 2019, that is the day you are packing up the office and moving out regardless, correct?
Yeah, and in fact, I mean, it's kind of interesting that the June 30th, 2018 was a very interesting time, because in January of that year, I turned 70. On July 2nd of that year was our 30th anniversary. Mm-hmm. My son, the youngest of 4 kids, graduated from graduate school. All 4 kids graduates of college, all have professional degrees or graduate degrees. And my daughter passed the bar in Texas. All in that period of time. So this was, we're going to go out and celebrate for like 2 or 3 months.
Sure.
And so we've had to put that on hold. So I'm not sure I can walk back in the house again and say, you know, we're putting it on hold. So yeah, July 30th, 2019, come hell or high water.
Your lovely wife deserves the celebration.
She deserves much more than the celebration.
Lots to congratulate you on, though. That's a very exciting time in the Williams household, for sure. Yeah, I've been, you know, really pleased. We got 4 kids, and they've been great. And you know, when I told them that I was going to announce it, I was really moved by the fact that their joint email was back to me, "We're proud to call you our dad." So. Yeah, well, there's a lot to talk about with David Williams, Vice Chancellor and Athletic Director at Vanderbilt University. He is our guest tonight here on SportsLine. Our phone lines are open. 737-7767 is the number. We invite you in tonight if you have any questions for Mr. Williams or just want to join in on the general conversation. You are more than welcome to do that here tonight on SportsLine. We need to take our first break. We will come back and dive into much more about his decision, where the athletic department stands now, and some of the individual programs and the success that they've shared over the last several years. All that and more ahead here tonight on SportsLine on News Channel 5+.